content here is customized towards you every week, so it answers the questions you need. And also, like I said before, it's about having clarity and breakthroughs. I was stuck myself for 4 years until I got my own breakthrough, and it shouldn't have taken that long, and I don't want it to take that long for you either. The other thing is breakthroughs come with repeated exposure to techniques that work. And what I mean by that is when you have a trusted person that will give you the answers you need for techniques that work today and get results, it's not going to get you results right away, so you have to do it sometimes 10, 15, 20 times for it to finally work for you. It's easy when an expert's doing it, but when you're doing it, it does take making some distinctions, and that only happens when you do it over and over a few times. And that's the important part, is you're going to have some perseverance here. And there is going to be a replay of this show over in the live show directory. You can find that right within your members dashboard when you log in. And real quickly, my epiphany came back in 2004 when I realized the power of backlinks, and that is getting a link to your site from an outside a source outside your own website, because it's a signal to Google that your website is popular on a particular topic or keyword. And it's really important to use that keyword phrase in your hyperlink that's outside. Obviously, you're going to have to control that, that anchor text, as we call it, which is that keyword phrase that is highlighted as the hyperlink. And you can control it. Otherwise, when some people just do references, make references to you, sometimes they don't use the right keywords that you want to be ranked for. So there are ways for you to control it, and that's through getting backlinks to your site, writing articles, distributing content, that's so on and so forth. Now, nichebot used reciprocal linking at first back in 2004, which was popular, 2004, 2005. To get backlinks to nichebot and other sites that we operate. But you should find whatever style of inbound links suits you best. There are different ways to do it. Forum posting, blog commenting, article marketing, distributing software, which you can distribute software even if you're not a software distributor. But there's a number of different ways. So getting inbound links real quickly always is going to trump content on your page, because you can only get so many points for optimizing your content on your page. Once you're maxed out, you have to in order to break that ceiling that you're up against, you have to get backlinks. That's where backlinks come in. And if you're at a loss for what I'm talking about with what backlinking is or getting backlinks, just type Link Building Strategies 2011 or 2012 or 2013 into Google for additional ways, depending on what year you're listening to this recording. And as you can hear, I've got a guest here in the background, and this show is about getting clarity and breakthroughs. And while we are going to be taking some questions, perhaps towards the end of the show, we're going to be talking about, we have a special guest here, and we're going to be doing basically a live case study. And I believe wholeheartedly that it is only through showing real live examples and doing an analytical breakdown of what's going on with somebody else's site do we actually make distinctions that we can apply to our own website. The best way to learn. Rather than just sitting there and talking about theory, I think it's best to do it in action. So you could get, I think it's really important to get inside the thinking behind why some decisions are made with a website. And with us in the studio today is Zach Hummel. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. And it's exciting to have you here because we have a complete newbie.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, totally brand new.
Yeah.
brand spanking new, and now you have been introduced, since we're in session 2 right now, you have been introduced to some of the underlying stuff that's going on in Google.
Right.
With how, you know, we kind of give you a perspective on how to look at Google from a website owner's point of view rather than a consumer who uses Google.
Right, right.
And the psychology behind how you're going to get that click, because you're competing against 10 other people on the page plus those ads surrounding you.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to be talking with Zach on the line, but if you have a question, just go ahead and ask it at any time by using your panel over to the right while you're on the webinar, and we'll go from about 60 to 90 minutes depending on the energy. So we're going to go right straight into going into session 2 with, we're going to start over here on the main side of your page, and we're going to go into, this time we're going to be covering your offer. And we're going to be covering sort of the navigation, the usability of your website, and kind of what you're going to need to do in order to enhance your conversion. And I'm gathering you want to enhance your conversion, right?
You know, yeah.
I think
I don't know.
No one is adverse to making more money.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some people who like, you know, they are opposed to making money. I don't understand that. They just want to do things for charitable contributions, which is great, but you also have to take money in order to make charitable contributions.
Right. And, you know, eat. And,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And unfortunately, here's the biggest problem is that most people they don't understand the sales psychology of how to gain trust, insight, what am I trying to say? Ignite inspiration, ignite excitement, ignite interest in people, for them to be curious enough to read their content and then take the action of hitting that button to make the purchase. And people don't understand that. They don't understand how to convey the value of their offering so that the person reading it on the other end gets it. Because really, what is it that you end up giving your money for in exchange for something else? It's for value, right?
Right.
You feel you're getting value for something.
A personal benefit.
Right.
Yeah.
So really, it's not even like you're taking money from people. You're just taking their value, which is obviously money, but you're giving them value for something that you can do in their lives.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Make sense? So, so in this case, where we're talking about Musical Stew, the value is kids' education,
entertainment.
Kids' entertainment. Besides, because they're going to be enjoying the process. You made this process fun. Exactly, and then life skills. That's the most important, because overcoming fears, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Potty training, which can be a hurdle for some kids, you know, right?
Timeouts can be a hurdle too.
So that's one of the things is a lot of people don't understand that. They think, okay, I just put up a buy now button and people will get.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because, you know, it's, you know, people like me, you know, really jumping into the world of the internet for the first time to sell something.
Right.
And to sell something that, you know, that I believe in and I think is good for parents and, you know, and children alike, which feels good. I just wanted to add that.
Right.
You think, oh, okay, I just put up this website and people will find it and they'll, you know, it just automatically works.
It'll convey like this subliminal message,
like
right?
Somehow. And so what was interesting about the last session was when you pulled up Google,
right,
and to see the, you know, the homework you gave me, to see the lines that appear and what it's pulling from the website, and that it was actually conveying nothing.
Right.
I was awestruck. I thought, oh, no, you type on it, and then people just click it, and you go to my site, and there it is.
Right.
So.
Right. But if you think about when you have ever been looking in the search engines for something for your own desires, wants, and needs,
right,
you usually pick what appeals to you, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. But now taking it from the perspective of now an online business owner, mm-hmm. you now understand you have to vie for that click.
Right.
Otherwise, the other guys are going to get the click.
Right.
And so really what that ultimately says is the selling doesn't start at your website. It starts at Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is the huge thing.
Yeah.
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 Because that affects, it doesn't matter if you have a #1 listing, but if the guy #2 has this like amazing, and we're going to talk about features and benefits in a second, but if he has like a wow sort of benefit and yours, you have one word there that says store or something,
right.
or story, right?
Which it does right now.
What does that convey to someone? Nothing.
Nothing.
And
absolutely.
It doesn't convey like or build interest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really kind of what sales is about, right?
Right.
Like, let's take, for instance, what you do outside of owning this online business as well. So you manage an apartment building, right?
I do manage an apartment building, yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys use to pique interest? Well, you have a sign out front, right?
Yeah, there's a sign out front and as far as online, it's we talk about the features of the unit. We talk about
right, but you have a special, remember?
Oh yeah, there was a special.
That's the interest.
I'm proud to say that special now the building is full.
Right. So the
so
special worked.
On my website.
so the special worked.
Right. Yeah.
It gained the interest for people to pick up the phone.
Right.
It wasn't going to be like you can't really, especially on that sign out front, you can't like sit there and go central air conditioning, all that sort of stuff, right?
Move-in
it's
special.
Like move-in special.
What's that?
Like what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like what do I get?
I want to know what that is.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's the same thing in a way what you're doing at Google, except you're doing it in a slightly different way. Like, we talked about it last week. What does the customer desire? Mm-hmm. And next week, what we're going to talk about is creating a buyer profile. And actually, that's going to be kind of your homework for next week.
Okay.
And that's creating a buyer profile.
All right.
Like, who is your customer? Who is your perfect customer?
Right.
Because that's another thing that people totally, completely are off on.
Right.
They're talking to, they don't know who.
Right.
Okay? But if you have a specific target of person you're talking to, like, say, a mother, you're going to use different words with a mother than you are just, any ordinary person, right? Right. If you're just talking to Joe Blank or, Jane Blank,
right,
and you have no picture of who this person is, right? Okay, but now if you craft this picture in your mind of, okay, Jane is 35 years old with a 4-year-old, who's just about to go through potty training and all that sort of stuff, or a 7-year-old child in preschool, or no, I'm not preschool, but first or second grade or whatever,
or a 9-year-old child just about to do their states and
right,
caps.
States and caps. But what about the parent that wants their child to be ahead of the curve? Right. So the 7-year-old kid, you can get him in front of the states and caps